Hey, what's up? How's everyone doing? Hey, Willow. It's time for more Edgeworth. Man, if this game had come out now, just the name Edgeworth would be really funny. Alright. Let's get into this. Let's get into it. That's my Quentin Reviews impersonation. He's funny and insightful. Also, his videos are like literally 9 hours long. His dad, Russ, also did a, what is it now, like 43-hour video on the Beverly Hillbillies that's supposed to turn into a trilogy. YouTube's wild, y'all. There we go. Let's see what it feels so weird to play an Ace Attorney game on the PC. Don't know why. They've always just been like handheld and console games to me. What do you mean unable to sync? Okay. I guess cloud sync is down. Let's try play anyway. And play anyway. Yeah, it wouldn't let it upload either. It's totally fine. Just a second. I lost my phone, by which I mean I didn't take it with me when I came out of the bathroom, I think. Oh no, I did. I was sitting. There's only 100 hours of the Beverly Hillbillies. Yep. So he's also doing Green Acres and Petticoat Junction. So the whole Henningverse. How you doing, Bad Road? Now where did I put my controller? There it is. Those take place in the same continuity? They do! You know what's wild when you realize it is that Kate from Petticoat Junction is played by the same woman who plays Pearl in Beverly Hillbillies. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day, 2 days ago. Okay, Edgeworth. 2 days earlier. Well, I fell asleep next to a puddle of ketchup. Oh, it was red wine. I was close, right? Well, I see airplanes. I see fancy dining. Go you! Yes, everything began high up in the air. 9,000 feet in the air, to be precise. Thank you for flying Go You Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We're asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. Is that the Psycho music? Why would you use the Psycho music? March 12, 6:13, 6:13 a.m. Flight G390, first floor, lounge. Oh, did the bottle say "Go you" on it too? That'd be wild. Ugh. Here lies Hugo. Oh my god. It was named after a guy named Hugo. Hugo Hughes. Bloody hell. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Though admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Yeah, that is an elevator. Did they put a mausoleum in the bottom floor of an airplane? I can imagine. Why does this airplane have a dining car? This is definitely some kind of super plane. Ugh. Huh? What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. Someone else's travel wallet end up in my pocket. Ugh, my head. I want this headache go away. Congratulations, you're hungover and having a panic attack. It's the Spruce Moose. I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. Ugh, from earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. Dear audience, walk with me. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one and exposit like one. Hangover, panic attack, band, album, or track. I would go with band. Willow goes with track. Good for any of the three, honestly. What the? What in the world happened? Why do people keep trying to frame me? The brain keeps cooking your whole life. They just stopped the study at 20. Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask you to please return to your seat. Eek. Your seek. You must return to a place where you can be found. He's dead. Please, calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! No, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. March 12, 6:41 a.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class. Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I'm one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tenero. Is this what business class is like? I've never flown anything but the cheapest coach. Unfortunately, We have just had a major accident on this flight. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse and it was a murder. Did this guy killed did this guy get killed with a novelty clock again? We can only hope. What? Murder? What's going on this flight? Is that Augustus Gloop at the bottom? That is a bow-tied child with comedically large silverware about to dig into a steak literally larger than his head. Also, there's an entire loaf of bread and a fruity drink cup larger than some people. And they were just going to cover that up with the text box? Oh, there we go. Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We're still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we're out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off! That's 4 parfaits glued together to make one giant parfait. Please, there's no need to feel threatened. We've already apprehended the culprit. The guy with the giant law book next to him? I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? And he's got a Dreamcast. Oh, shit. My name is bleh. Let's try that again. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecutor, and I assure you I am not the killer. That sounds like something that the killer would say. Ha! Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. I mean, he's right. Now you listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body. So you say. However, I'm sure that you're the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. What does that mean? How did this case go off the rails faster than the first one? This is... What does this mean? I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. I don't understand what I'm reading. I know what the individual words mean. But you put them in this order. You know what? You're right, Bad Road. You're absolutely right. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, is that right? I know what I saw. And there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested to our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand they don't have a flight marshal on board? They have one flight attendant and the captain? There should be an air marshal here. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. Didn't this game come out in, like, 2009? I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Ms. Tenero, is it? Yes?
I was wondering if you might give me a chance.
A chance? To do what?
A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask you what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous?
You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick.
Of course. As you wish.
Good. Very well then, let's get started.
I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. What Ms. Tenero saw.
I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. That's not a thing. This is not... You can't perjure yourself as a flight attendant. Why is... I had assumed that outside of the court, even if this world is clearly a fucking Looney Tunes short, like stretched out to 6 billion years. I assumed that there was some relative normalcy outside of the courtroom. But no, the entire world functions exactly like the courtroom, and that's horrifying. Also, her bun is made out of squares. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm certain you're the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off of the murder weapon. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. Except that was wine.
That's it? That's her evidence?
I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth?
Airline personnel make an Ikarian oath. Oh no. Is that, they vow not to fly too close to the sun? Because I think she's just broken that oath. Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it.
I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant.
Hold it! Tell me, what exactly puts the pro in professional flight attendant for you?
Well, it means we are very professional about how we take care of our passengers. Services like fetching papers and responding to calls are done with speed and accuracy. I can assure you that I give testimonies with the same level of professionalism. But I'm sure you've already realized that by now, right?
It's a bit hard to appreciate your professionalism when I'm the one under suspicion.
And there you have it. My professional testimony is accurate and reliable. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you're the killer.
Hold it! You certainly seem sure of yourself.
Of course, a professional flight attendant can't afford to make mistakes after all.
Perhaps, but you must admit there are a few who can look at the murder with a clear mind. There are few who can look at the murder with a clear mind.
We attendants all go through extensive training and are always calm and collected,
What with the screaming, right?
We'll even calmly serve you coffee if you so wish, as the plane makes a splashdown.
I fail to see how that would be the calm and rational thing to do in an emergency.
Even until the bitter end, we are there to serve the passengers.
I think flight attendants have quite a bit of leeway to make mistakes, yeah. Yeah.
That is the duty of all professional flight attendants.
You certainly are confident. Anyway, shall we return to your testimony?
The scene I saw in front of the elevator.
Yes, what did you see in front of the elevator?
That's what I was just about to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth. Framed by the elevator doors and bathed in the light coming from within. It was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off your off of the murder weapon.
Hold it!
The murder weapon, dripping with blood, really now.
I swear that was the grisly scene I saw before me. Thank goodness it wasn't a passenger who saw, or there'd be widespread panic by now.
There is widespread panic right now. As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time.
Excuse me?
You were scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of murder.
Nonsense! Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be flustered. I witnessed the murder scene and am now listening to your defense, all with a smile.
Apparently, you also lie with a smile on your face.
So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land.
Hold it!
I am not the culprit, and yet you would keep these restraints on me.
Mr. Edgeworth, please try to understand what kind of situation you're in right now.
And what exactly is my situation?
I have the backing of the captain to keep you bound in this way. We are within our legal right to restrain anyone who might threaten our captain mid-flight. In essence, you're in the same situation as someone who has been arrested by the police.
So I'm to stay restrained until I can clear up all of her doubts. Well, at least I'm close. Her mistake shines like the silver lining on a dark rain cloud. And I'm gonna capture some of that light with evidence.
Objection!
Ms. Teniro?
What is with the yelling all of a sudden?
Ah, force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Ms. Teniro, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood, is that correct?
Yes, all that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine.
Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you.
What?
I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is?
It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky.
The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Ms. Tenero.
What? Impossible!
Now then, do you think I'm the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet?
I know, but I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did.
As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape. Shut the fuck up, Edgeworth. Grape juice. That's what we're in 2009. I guess it's to keep that the age rating from going up for use of alcohol. I think you'd agree it's only grape juice.
Ah, then...
That's right, you mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not in fact exist.
No!
There, that should clear up that pesky accusation.
Wait just a sec. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside. Please.
She's trembling, and the tacked on please at the end sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside, even you can tell from its appearance that it's light.
No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself.
Ugh, she's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Ms. Tenero, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me.
All right. I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here.
Wait, I thought she was opening the wallet. It seems that this passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there is nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree?
Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth.
What is it now?
Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look?
Why not? I'm rather curious myself.
Blood type P?
Republic of Virginia. West Virginia. No, this is East West Virginia. This is Ackby Hicks, Republic of Virginia. Passport is number 122750921K.
Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Ackby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you?
How dare you?
You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you.
I know they don't animate it, but you can absolutely just feel the vein pulsing in his forehead right now.
Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit was.
Miss Tenero's logic.
As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something that you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you?
So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see.
You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hand. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? As you claim, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet.
Hold it!
Shouldn't that be proof enough for you that I didn't murder the victim?
Not at all.
Oh, and why not?
Because that wallet may not have been what I thought it was. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you had done with the vile deed.
Hold it!
You think I stole it?
Yes, I'm very sorry to say it, and I wouldn't usually be so rude, but it must be said. I never thought I'd see the day, but here I am calling a passenger a thief.
This is the face of a man 10 seconds away from having a nervous breakdown.
Maybe I should put on a serious face and say it more directly. I believe you removed the wallet from the victim's personage.
It really doesn't matter how you phrase it. What I'd like to know is why you think I stole Mr. Hicks's wallet.
I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple.
Hold it!
I don't think I have any sort of motive to speak of. I've never met Mr. Hicks before, and our only connection is this one flight.
But that's more than enough of a reason.
How do you figure?
He was sitting in first class, and I think the implication is quite clear. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you?
Hold it!
You think I was after his money? Where did that cockamamie idea come from?
True, you're also a passenger in first class, but I thought something was off about you and those deeply etched lines on your forehead.
They're not lines, they're perfectly normal and a part of my natural face.
I don't think I've ever met someone with such a terrible countenance on a flight before.
The fuck am I reading?
And that's when it hit me. You have the face of someone with money trouble.
She really is making a fool of herself pursuing this line of logic. I should spare her and present the piece of evidence that contradicts her testimony. That's a lot of credit cards and cash spread all over the floor, isn't it? Because, that's what I'm seeing.
Objection!
I wonder if I might get a word in, Ms. Tenero.
What is it now?
Ms. Tenero, I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony.
What are you talking about?
It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. What about this scene would prove that the motive for murder was not the money? The money.
Take that!
If I may direct your attention to the things strewn all over the floor.
Oh,
That's right. The floor is covered in bills and coinage. By your rationale, these were the very things the killer was after.
ah,
I think we can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with his killer. And I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there was no effort made by the killer to gather the money.
but the wallet.
Ah, yes, the wallet. You'll also recall that the only thing in it was Mr. Hicks's passport. If you're really insisting that it was a crime based on greed, then you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet.
Forgive me. Please. As she falls to the ground.
Hey, what the heck?
Are you saying the attendant's wrong?
So that guy isn't the killer?
Ha! Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick.
Ugh! Will you please be quiet? Miss Tenero,
Yes?
you lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark and looking into the light from the elevator. It's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought I was the killer.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Thank you for releasing me. Oh, we might be about to see some racism. Might be about to see some racism here, y'all. What is it now? Yep. Ms. Tenero, if you could translate, I'd be much obliged.
It sounds like Borginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on the flight who...
I said that he's giving the runabout! We're gonna try and handle this in the least racist way possible. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well. You, the attendant.
Yes, sir.
I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport. Man, they just jumped right into it, huh? I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I'm finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. You! How dare you try to waste my time? You were the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Insolvent. Yes, I am pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I should hope I'm not monetarily bankrupt, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I'm Zinc LeBlanc II. Silver White? I'm a very wealthy man in the Borginia. But I'm not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty.
Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now?
Pardon? Wait, let's make him Quebecois. You know, his last name's LeBlanc. We should give him some kind of French accent, right? So let's do a Quebecois. Pardon?
When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout...
I have to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it once and only once. I do not have even a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. I saw it, yes I did. I saw the victim go onto the elevator, going down through the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock. Sorry, my eyes are drawn to this movie poster. I want to see that movie. License to love, laugh, maim, and murder.
And what's the significance of that time?
At 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6?
Well, what's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body?
Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence, so I would say around 6:15.
Hicks was his name, was it? Then I say that man Hicks was killed in the 15-minute time span.
Sorry, I keep kind of rolling into half Italian.
And the only person in the lounge at that time was the prosecutor, yes?
Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time.
Me too. I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice.
I was still eating. Still haven't finished, see? It's a looping animation, that's the joke.
The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No compliant, I see. Not a single word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you've put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say. But you have, what you say, the evidence?
Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all?
Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain in what you saw, enough to give testimony. You know that song, "The World Is a Vampire"? But the world is a courtroom. Of course, I was looking at that man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little small machine the whole time. Machine? Yes, that's what you people call it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with the click, click, click. From that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer.
I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself.
A simple cell phone? A laptop or organizer, I can see, but that's kind of low budget. I hate that noisy little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty. All it produces is ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw. Miss Tenero.
Yes?
I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene.
What? You want to examine the crime scene?
If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit. Huh. I don't like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. Yeah, I think that's how you say it in English. It's fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Ms. Tenero, if you wait until we arrive, there's a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then.
I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say.
Ha! This should not be approved.
Please, Mr. LeBlanc, in an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now, please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back.
You're not planning to erase evidence when you're done your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha! We will see. I've gone kind of full Jean Chrétien for this voice, which is a reference that probably no one will get unless they're about between my age and my bio mom's age, and Canadian. This looks like a Flash game, sort of. It does, right? It's how they made it look. They made it look cheap somehow, in a way that the non-investigations ones don't. And it is basically a point-and-click game, so that second one's very, very definitely yes. Stuff. I can talk. What? Unbelievable! I'm in your debt, Ms. Tenero.
However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that?
Of course. I see no problem with that stipulation. How you doing, Mox? It's only natural, as I'm still a suspect in this case. Grrr.
I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to use Y to talk.
Oh, sorry, I forgot I'm doing a bit there.
Use the Y button to talk.
It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. Tired, usual level of annoyed with lawyers, yeah. I hope that this game is I forgot the word catharsis. For that. Her skirt is really short, and she has a little cat plushie with I just made Edgeworth pat the cat plushie with the pilot's hat on accident. That was pretty good though. Excuse me, but may I have a word with you? You there!
Oh. If you need something, please ask Ms. Rhoda over there, okay?
What the? Hey! Wake up, you!
I'm terribly sorry that she's being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth.
No need to apologize. I just find it hard to believe she's asleep on the job. If I were her boss, I'd see that her salary was cut so low that it was in the red. Edgeworth, you have never had to work 36 hours without sleep. Probably.
In order to preserve the crime scene, I'm afraid the elevator is not in service.
So that makes sense.
To get to the first floor lounge, we should take the stairs.
Edgeworth, wouldn't you like to be in more comfortable clothes? Never. Though, technically, he is in more comfortable clothes than the first time we met him. Well, he's a prosecutor. Prosecutors, I don't have a good joke here. I guess they work real hard fabricating evidence sometimes. Hey, yo! Hurry up and investigate! Time should not be wasted! Precious is human time, is how you say it, I believe. This was Mr. Hicks's seat. I don't see the machine Mr. LeBlanc was talking about.
Perhaps it's on the elevator.
Maybe. We should probably head to the crime scene now. Anyway, that brings us to our first break. Alright, before we go to the break, I want to remind you that there is a civil rights movement happening around the country and the wider world. Black Americans, people of color, are fighting for things that shouldn't have to be fought for, like equal rights, equal treatment under the law, to not be attacked, terrorized, and even murdered by the police. We have listed here some ways that you can help. They include the Bail Fund Network to help keep protesters out of jail, the Okra Project and the Black Trans Travel Fund to help black trans and non-binary people with food, supplies, and travel out of dangerous situations, and the Black Hills Legal Fund, the Lakota People's Fund to take back their land to 6 grandfathers which was stolen by white people, arbitrarily renamed Mount Rushmore, and then had some white slave owners' faces carved into the side of it. Black Lives Matter, the lives of people of color matter, Indigenous lives and lands matter, Asian and Pacific Islander lives matter. These are things we gotta keep saying and pushing and fighting for until the people all the way to the top not only understand and acknowledge them, but work to make them real protected truths. Alright, we're gonna go to the break. I'm gonna run some ads. I'll be back in just a few minutes. See you soon. We're back. And I am not the real Slim Shady. How's everyone holding up? You having a good time? Don't get me, you criminal!
He said, "Don't get near me, you criminal."
I am not the killer, and I intend. She's playing interpreter to the stuttering guy. That's actually kind of cute. And I intend to prove that starting now. But that's contrary to the facts.
He says, "But that's contrary to the facts."
I can understand his English just fine, thank you very much. What is a lifesaver doing here? I bought it at the fight shop just beyond the lounge. If something should happen, hiring one will save your life. I think this guy would have been better off not taking a plane to begin with. If I may have a word with you. This steak, so awesome. Also, as big as a baby, a human baby-sized steak. That's great to hear. However, I'd like to ask you a few questions. I was here whole time, but no. He's trying real hard to finish that steak. Eat or speak, please pick one. Monkey's paw, etc.
I think he chose to eat.
Yes, I can hear that. Hey, look, it's Vernon from Ninja Turtles 87. Hey, miss, how about another glass? Excuse me, but I was wondering if you know anything about the murder. How about it? How about a glass together? Sorry, but I must decline. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the cute attendant.
I'm sorry, but I'm on the clock right now. But if you need a refill, I'd be happy to bring you another glass at any time.
That's professional flight attendant right there. You got it, Toots. Unfortunately, that means she can't kick him. That is no way to talk to a lady. Especially at her job. Fucking gross. Look at all those bottles lined up in a row. It's a miracle they made it through the turbulence without a scratch.
Actually, we asked the drink vendor to clean up all the ones that did break earlier.
And you mean to tell me he put all these up here after the turbulence?
We're simply thrilled to have someone so interested in the variety of drinks available.
I don't think anyone should drink this much. There is such thing as... They're really trying. They're really trying here to not admit that it's alcohol, knowing full well that we all know it's alcohol. March 12th, 7:26 a.m. Flight G390, first floor, lounge. I want to thank you for your help back there, Miss Tenero.
It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you. Your standing with me hasn't changed one iota.
I see. I'll bear that in mind.
I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that we reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you're not making progress. And when we do, he asks that you please return to your seat at that time.
So my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board?
I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes in first class without a staff keycard. And we found no record of a keycard being used at all.
Which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. One other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered either. First floor lounge. Now then, let's get started.
But where should we start from?
Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere. Where was the killer?
If we're to believe what you say is true, then yes.
The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. So, anyone else think it's kind of weird that when you turn Edgeworth to face southward, he just locks the most intense eye contact with the camera? That's uncomfortable. What or who is this?
This is a bronze statue of the founder of Go You Airlines, Mr. Hugo Hughes. The one on the left is of when he was in his 40s, and the other is of him in his 80s.
They're the same picture. Did the man age at all over those 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. He did all of his aging between 0 and 40 and between 80 and 110. Glasses and candles thrown into disarray by the turbulence. It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess.
It's terribly embarrassing, but I thought there was an earthquake for a second. And I frantically started searching for gas valves to shut off.
I guess the shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I'd know, since I was unconscious for most of it. He looks like an illithid variant. I thought the same thing. This toppled over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence. So this was actually, what we're saying is, this is actually a backdoor pilot to Baldur's Gate 3.
No! Look at all that
Grape juice.
staining the back. It may not look it, but this chair was extremely valuable.
It was?
Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to our to tour this plane. The Rocker Pals leader sat in this very chair.
I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals? I don't think we've heard this group mentioned before.
I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage.
It's possible. I've been told that this game references Apollo Justice multiple times, so maybe it's something from there. Despite this game happening chronologically before Apollo Justice. It was released after.
The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They added the pals part as they became more popular, especially among teens.
Ah, that explains it. I'm not really one for the music of today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. On second thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation would get.
This grand piano is the pride of the plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive.
This is like the third time I've been rendered temporarily speechless by this game tonight. Just... wow. That's not a piano, it's more like an overgrown music box. Okay, good. At least Edgeworth agrees.
Ah, but it's keys to press along with the music, as though there really is someone playing it.
Some people have entirely too much money to waste on over-complex toys. There are a few copies of Sky Magazine in the magazine rack.
This month's special is an English trivia quiz.
That's not a bad idea. I've heard that the youth of today don't know a particle from a participle.
Now, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth.
I think Miles just got a verbal smackdown. That's fucking good.
Who's ever heard of such a silly word as participle?
Case in point. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through the area.
Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear up any suspicions I have about you.
I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name. This door leads to the flight...
This door leads to the flight attendant's room. But please understand that it's off limits to unauthorized personnel.
The room is giving off the scent of women's perfume. One would think that perfume would smell great, however, to me it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies beyond this door.
Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth.
See, that makes me think that it could have been a flight attendant who did the murder-lating.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds tell me nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth? You look like you're talking to the clouds.
Is that so? Then tell me, what do you suppose I said to them?
I don't know, but it looked like a rather one-sided conversation.
The clouds, they tell me nothing. She's really good at, well, I guess insult sword fighting, but Edgeworth doesn't seem to notice. A pity that a bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilt at its feet.
This is a statue of our founder, Mr. Hugo Hughes, who was a big fan of grape juice.
I feel like the one who's asleep right now feels like a red herring. It'd be wild if it was Tenero, though. I'm waiting for them to actually start pointing fingers at the other flight attendant. But right now, it feels like that's the way that's gonna go if they bring her in. Which they will. She has a very distinct design to not be used.
I'm sure he would be thrilled if he knew so much grape juice. If he knew so much
Grape juice.
was here at his feet.
Is that a hint of hero worship I detect? Whoa, what? No, I don't. I accidentally tapped the trigger button. We didn't find any new evidence so far. Already read that.
Are you in need of assistance?
Ms. Tenero, I'd like to ask you about investigating the lounge.
As long as you have the captain's permission, I can't stop you from looking around.
If you could pass a message along, tell him I'm grateful for his spirit of cooperation.
I will. However, please realize that you're still under suspicion. To be honest, I still have my doubts about you.
Of course, and I take no offense.
Do you really understand what I'm saying?
Yes, verily.
Do you pinky swear you do on your honor as a professional prosecutor?
I pinky swear I do on my honor as a professional prosecutor.
Well, I guess that settles that.
I feel my honor as a man slowly diminishing. Did you have to get mildly misogynistic there, Edgeworth? Did you have to do that? Gotta be something. Trying to get this ice bucket, but there doesn't seem to be searchable. I guess we look in here now. What floors does this elevator service?
Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard.
So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second, huh? Alright, finally something. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Like this Go You Airlines Mr. Raccoon from Resident... Right, it's Capcom. That is actually the reference. Okay, good. What is this sinister-looking figure on the floor here?
Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Captain Hugo. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition, and is so popular that we're down to our last one.
You have an in-flight shop?
Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks's body was discovered.
There's blood on here. This have been the murder weapon. Was the shutter closed when we first woke up? I'm actually not sure about that. Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was all in Mr. Hicks's wallet at some point. There's something sticking out of his pocket. Hope you won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. Huh, it's a picture. It looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body on an elevator on this flight.
So Mr. Hicks, he's really dead?
Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse right here.
Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, please answer yes.
I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Could have been an art exhibit or a museum. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks's head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Even his glasses are broken. Alright, that looks like everything. Ah! I guess we're looking at the liquor stain. Alright. I knew there had to be something important out here. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence.
Oh, we must clean that up or someone might get hurt.
Aha!
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I found some very important evidence. What is the important piece of evidence in this scene? I assume the footprint, right?
Take that!
What is it?
They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree that they're a set of footprints, and they do go through the shutter, too.
So you think...
Yes, these belong to our killer.
Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class.
I don't think that will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match.
Oh, I see.
I like where your head's at, though.
The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters, but we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed.
There must still be clues to be found in this lounge. I must remain ever vigilant. Alright, I think we're gonna have to deduce from here, right? Where was the killer? Murder weapon and blunt force trauma should go together, right? A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I figured something out.
Yes, what is it?
The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head.
Well, aren't we deserving of the Master of the Obvious title?
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating?
It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon.
Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection.
Perhaps Master of the Oblivious would be more befitting. Wait, what? Something on his middle body is twigging the thing. I wonder what that is hanging off his... Oh, that's a carabiner. That's a carabiner, Edgeworth. I didn't even think about it. Something's missing from this picture. Now, if I could just put my finger on it. Aha! His click, click, click cell phone. All right. Interesting. That didn't give us new anything, though. Okay, we know the killer had to be in the elevator. True, there wasn't anything else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, that's a different story. In the elevator with Hicks. How does deduce work? I don't remember the mechanics. They aren't quite as self-explanatory as in the courtroom games. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yes, it is connected with this photo, right? Mr. Hicks's machine is nowhere to be found.
His machine?
His cell phone, Ms. Tenero.
Ah, so I guess because it's not here.
Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Yeah, Edgeworth is a little judgy, huh? All right, so we got another thing. Oh, I can present stuff to her in the conversation. Okay. May as well try showing her the important stuff we're figuring out. Oh, I thought it was a flip phone in the picture. But here it's a brick phone.
Even if you show that to me, I still can't allow you to free reign. Okay, I have my doubts. Okay, same stuff.
Okay, this actually says there's stuff here. Okay, that's good. Do we have... Since these are footprints, these should connect together just fine. I don't think there was new connections, but I am dyslexic, so I'll have to go back and check again. I have it.
I'm sorry, but I just don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth.
I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder.
What? Really?
Yes, it's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather, the grape juice, in this case. These footsteps here confess to me this very fact, that someone exited the elevator, very much alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person.
But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself?
Ah, but if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless. Also, the footprints are going the other way.
Which means...
Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the obvious. There was actually one other person inside the elevator. Hey, thank you for 5 bits, Willow. Grape Juice footprints. Band, album, or track? Complete. All right, simple enough. Ah, what's going on over there? This is how you spell in French. Like that an album? That's what I was thinking too. Unforgivable! This is unforgivable! I like her already. Do you understand what I'm saying? The movie is late. It is the same level of bad as if the plane arrived late. Why does he look like Sam Kinison?
But the movie...
What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time.
What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc?
If there is no emergency...
If there's no emergency, please return to your seat, sir.
Do not tell me what to do. I need not to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet?
If you'd like, I'll prove my innocence to you right now.
What? Nonsense. Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken?
Not mistaken, merely that there's room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you would please tell me what you saw in detail once more.
Fine, suit yourself.
What I saw.
I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator.
You note that these ones actually do have a dialogue button. That's pretty nice, being able to go back and read what you missed. That came up at the end of the third game.
It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to 6 and 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes. Then you, the only person in the lounge at that time, must be the criminal.
Sorry, when I do angry accents, they tend to become more cartoonish as I go. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusions seem to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me.
So, my eyewitness testimony? If you think you can destroy it, then come, let me see. Hurry, do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you?
Why is he so irritated? I'm the one being accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow and fast.
I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks. Enter the elevator.
Hold it!
Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time?
Of course I saw what was inside.
And you're sure the victim was in the elevator alone?
Yes, the only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man.
Huh. This last outburst is a bit too important to let go. Alright, so I guess that's added to the testimony.
The only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man.
Hold it!
Was he really alone?
Of course. I will even bet 1 cent.
A cheap ante for a cheap testimony. But if that's how you want to play it, I'll happily take your penny.
It was when the needles in my pocket watch pointed to 6 and 12.
Hold it!
I assume the pocket watch in this case is the one you keep checking. Is that correct?
Oh, you know this. It is a very expensive antique. I will have you know. The feeling is wonderful when they fully wind it up by hand.
Huh. It does look very well designed and quite classy.
I will have to charge you if you want to touch it.
That's quite alright. Let's continue with your testimony.
Ah, what a cheap man you are. Now return it to the time you wasted back to me. And if we must, I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator at 6 o'clock.
This is a really, really weird retelling of Alice in Wonderland.
The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes?
Hold it!
It's true that I found the victim's body at 6:15.
And that's when I found the two of them as well.
You see, it all matches my testimony. Then you, the only person in the lounge at the time, must be the criminal.
I spy a little hole in his words. As you wish, Mr. LeBlanc. I will now show you proof of my innocence. I mean, obviously it's going to be here. Probably the footprints will be enough.
Objection!
Mr. LeBlanc,
What is it?
there's a very glaring contradiction in your testimony.
What do you mean?
Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, at the spilled grape juice.
Yes, and? Will you admit you also spilled it with the blood?
No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice foot. The set of I keep missing this one. The interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints.
Footprints?
We're on an airplane. Our time is basically impossible to waste. Yep. Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. Ugh. There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? Curses in Quebecois French.
Can you please translate for us? No way. That's totally impossible. I guess is what he said.
Now they even drew the nipple on her. What the heck? What is this design?
No way! That is totally impossible! I know there was no other person there. I saw with my own eyes.
I think I'm playing her stoned. Whether she's supposed to be or not.
If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us.
I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying, just an asshole. But then what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Must ask Don Bluth for character design advice. Yeah, kids love tits. Mr. LeBlanc, please, just one more time, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? What I saw, part 2.
I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me, and I saw clearly into the elevator as he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside. No one!
He kind of looks like an angry little George Washington.
Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down.
What? How dare you two have an issue with my eyewitness testimony?
No, not at all. Please forget I said anything.
Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. Getting more Franklin? Yeah. He's kind of a mishmash of founding fathers, huh? I think Franklin is who I was thinking of. I'm Canadian, forgive me. I don't know what Americans look like.
I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat.
Hold it!
So are you still upset now?
I'm always upset. The only time I am not is when I have a piece of art in my hands.
This matches about 2/3 of the people I've ever known from Quebec. And I gotta start making fun of people from British Columbia at this point. You know, even things out a bit. We're always stoned. Yeah, that's basically the only British Columbia stereotype I can think of. Thank you, Bad Road. That's my secret cap.
I'm always upset.
It's a good one. It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him.
But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me. I was always checking the time over and over again.
Hold it!
Why were you so attentive to the time?
Because something unforgivable was happening.
Huh, come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier.
I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time in money. You understand the point.
Money? Is he talking about the in-flight one or movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? I don't like people walking past me either. That's why I don't go outside. Oh, that's depressing. Hey, look, it's that movie on the right there. License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and whatever the last one was. Suspense, hard-boiled action. 120 minutes. That's a long-ass action movie. A summary of the plot and its start time. Interesting.
They were supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. We have heavy censorship laws. I looked forward greatly to that movie. I checked my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. You'll pay for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
I think the reason I'm getting Sam vibes is because he was contemporary of Bill Hicks. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong. It matched the schedule. But the movie was still late. Very, very late.
Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it if that's all right.
The movie I wanted to see would not start, so I checked my pocket watch many, many times. My watch is set to my destination's time. I always set it when I board the plane.
Just a second. All times shown correspond to the departure time zone. Well, that was easy. Thank you for choosing GoU Airlines. We wish you have a pleasant flight. If you require assistance at any times, please use the call button above your seat and a flight attendant will be with you shortly. Will be served at the time shown, but calm and drinks will be served.
Objection!
Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. Now, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination.
Yes, and the correct time as well sits 6 cents.
I would like you to take a look at this. If you believe this Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Miss Tenero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now?
Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point.
That's right. It was in the small Asian country, the Republic of Zhengfa.
But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now, we're still running on Borginian time.
What?
The time difference between Borginia and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule.
What?
Further, with your analog watch set to the destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1 million cents on that. Which is what, $10,000? In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 a.m. He's gonna get blown away.
My 1 million cents!
This should clear up all of the remaining accusations.
So this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right?
Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15. The question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing?
I've got something to say.
And you are?
Yeah, oh, I'm Chamomile.
Oh yeah, she's high. That's the intent.
I'm a flight attendant.
And what it is that you wish to say?
Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know?
What? How can you be so sure of the time?
Well, see, I have this pocket watch. Oh, that's right. He pushed the call button while we were parked at the transfer point.
Ah, the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Zhengfa, correct?
Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks.
And during that time, did any of the passengers leave or did any new ones board the flight?
No, not a single person got off or on in Zhengfa.
What about the flight crew?
The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off. But eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane.
So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you, Mr. Ackby Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5. Oh my god, your vest has sunflowers on it. That's so cool.
Alright, then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m.
Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth?
I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zhengfa.
You were here the whole time from 5, yes? Then you are the only one who could be the killer.
Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards?
Unfortunately, yes. Cammy must be one of those amateur flight attendants. Excellent. I bet he was on the 3rd floor of the plane. I bet you're right. We actually already ruled that out, though. Cammy met with her hookup, it seems, or dealer, or both. Yep.
But then how do we explain the footprints?
Wait, but then how do we explain the footprints?
Is it not that is not that obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in this lounge, waited to kill him. And then he put the corpse on the elevator. That is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the 2nd floor does not matter.
Staken, by the way, is my word for beef bacon.
Because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge.
Everything happened in this lounge. Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc?
Do you have another idea?
I simply feel that there's something out of place in the scenario you've presented. Is there something that can tie this crime to a location other than the lounge? I mean, we can show this again. We do have the murder weapon. I kind of want to show this and see if it gets us anything now.
Take that!
I have a feeling this won't be enough since we've already been flashing this around. These footprints, in which direction do you think these are headed?
That would be the in-flight shop.
Correct. They're headed in the direction of the shop.
But they look disconnected. They end all of a sudden.
You're right to point out that they do not form one continuous trail to the shop. However, there is another piece of evidence that connects the shop to our crime scene. Besides the footprints, yeah, that would be the piggy bank. I was right. Might have had to show that first, though.
Take that!
The murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, and is not displayed here in the lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious?
Such a trivial point. It only means you prepared it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. It does not prove you're innocent at all.
Is there no way to win with this man?
Hold it! If I may.
What is it?
They should have given her a voice actor.
You see... Well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says.
Oh? And why do you know this so well?
Well, it's just that... the piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes.
And when was this?
It was maybe around 5:40 a.m.
Isn't that just before we hit that patch of turbulence?
That's right.
You were in the shop just before the turbulence.
Yes, I was.
Come to think of it. Miss Tenero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door.
Yes, I did.
And what's beyond that door?
That's the flight attendant's room.
Then you were on the first floor.
Yes. I had to do something at the shop and in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first, and then to the flight attendant's room.
Are you saying you passed by me at some point?
Yes, you seemed really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by.
I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was.
Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there.
Why did you go to the shop in the first place?
I went there for a work-related matter.
Work, you say?
Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities.
Why did you not say anything about that until now is what I want to know.
In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well.
Shall we head over there then?
Hold it!
Oh wait,
Hold it!
what is it now?
Aren't you forgetting something, Ms. Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten, but I've already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're alright. Huh? That's weird.
What is?
Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all.
What's the meaning of this, Ms. Tenero?
Means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't, and yet here you are.
Alright, with that, ellipsis, we're gonna go to our second break. If you want to support us, you can subscribe here, of course. Oh, add in progress. Fucking hell. I'm just gonna hit the support button and go to the break. I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright. Alright, we're back. As you can see, we're still on the same ellipsis.
You, flight attendant! What are you trying to do? Boil this sheep over us?
The captain's calling for you, Ms. Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right. I hate her now. I've gone from just absolutely loving her to absolutely wanting to get away from her. That might win longest pregnant pause. It was several minutes.
Ms. Teneru, would you do such a thing?
Please excuse me. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth. If you'd follow me, I'll be your guide from now on.
There's something about Ms. Tenero that has piqued my curiosity. But right now, and it's not her square bun. But right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. The shop top.
Oh, I am really mad. You better hurry and bring me some evidence.
If you could wait just a little longer while I look into the shop.
Huh. Don't number the birds before they are born.
No, I actually like that one. Don't number the birds before they're born. Don't number the birds before they're born. Yeah. Yeah, that rocks. Don't number the... What? I have no idea what he's trying to say. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, perhaps? Yeah, I got that immediately. All I ask of you is your patience and cooperation. A piano. It's been a while since I played one of these. Might not be a bad idea to brush up a bit after all this time. Of course, that's contingent on the outcome of this case. It's time to get investigating. Ms. Mail. About investigating the in-flight shop. You're of no use to me asleep. Wake up!
Huh? What's up?
I need you to come with me so I can search the shop.
Gone ahead without me. I'll catch up with you later.
How has this woman not been fired yet? I guess because she does things the quote-unquote right way. Oh, I love his little jog. I love his little jog. I didn't have a chance to appreciate it yet. Ah, that's a good little jog. Oh, look at how his cravat bounces. That's good shit. March 12, 8:32 a.m. Flight G390, first floor, in-flight shop. So this is the in-flight shop. It's quite a mess in here.
You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then.
Hold on. You can't clean up a potential crime scene.
Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much.
I mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. The 3 C's of prosecution. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. Is there a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit? Investigation start! So it looks like someone broke the, It doesn't though, does it? If someone broke into that cupboard to get the piggy bank, more of the glass would have fallen inwards, not this far outwards. The glass from the display case's door is shattered all over the floor, and it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Huh. Wait. Actually, I think there is something. What's this? A miniature captain's hat. Like on the plushie? Getting major Monkey Island vibe. I agree. It's like she's just popped in from another adventure game to say hello. I don't know much about this shop, but you can still ask me about whatever. So what do you think about what's happened regarding this case? Oh, I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I can assure you I'm here in this shop to prove just the opposite. Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around, you know. So, don't forget that, okay? How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep? Well, you know what would really show your thanks? You see the item on sale over there? Sorry, but you're going to have to make do with my words of appreciation. It goes on the stat. Yeah, on the piggy bank. Ms. Rhoda said that this piggy bank was in this shop, right? Don't you find her a tiny bit suspicious? She definitely has something against Rhoda. I don't think I can say either way just yet. There's not enough evidence to convince me that she was lying about anything back there. Are you sure about that? She's like so obviously trying to pass blame onto her coworker that I think it only makes sense from a writing standpoint that it's neither of them. I kind of called her on being a red herring. I'm pretty sure right now. Are you sure about that? What are these? Oh, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world, you try then buy. No way. Either way, it doesn't really matter. True, either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they boarded the plane? Anyway. Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Captain Hugo heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? I mean, those look like something from a horror, an analog horror game. They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you? It is certainly making something jump inside my stomach. Huh? Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined taste. It looks like you really wanted to get one, and I thought I was gonna finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done, though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay? But I never showed any interest in it to begin with.
It really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Ms. Rhoda.
Ms. Tenero designed this?
Yeah, it was a company-wide contest.
Well, it does have a very sharp design sense.
Sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar. I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so bleh.
Ms. Tenero designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. Ah!
You okay?
I'm fine. Please, watch yourself, Ms. Meal. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has got to be a safety violation. Isn't that the logic behind a luggage store in the airport? Yes, yes it is. She got beaten in the contest. That's what it's looking like.
Here, I'll put it back.
It's gonna start rolling again if I look at it, isn't it? Suitcase is denied by Ms. Tenero. That's one sharp design. No, nothing. Beautiful flowers in a beautiful arrangement. I feel cleansed just by looking at them. What does that mean, Edgeworth? Why do people keep saying shit like this? Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
But you're kind of stepping on a few of them, you know, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, excuse me. Inside this display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale.
We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when nothing's going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You want to buy one?
I sense that this shop is one shopper away from being sued. There are all kinds of luxury name brand merchandise for sale in this display case. And they're lined up in just such a manner as to scream, "Buy me," to any passersby. Stuffed toys, just like the one Ms. Mail's holding, are on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly.
How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed.
Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? There's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases.
You know what I'd suggest?
Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip.
Okay then. How about you buy something for me then? You know, as a present.
I can't think of a single reason why I'd want you to buy you anything.
But I've had my eye on that pendant for a long time.
Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk.
Well, not much here yet. We found the tiny captain's hat. I guess we should measure it up against Captain Hugo, right?
The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it? Again, couldn't be, because the glass flew almost entirely outwards, not down and not into the case. It looks like it broke from the inside. Really? Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in this shop. Well, I don't. Ms. Ruda's in charge of this place. So come on, how should I know anything? I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed. Fell out during the turbulence. That's what I'm thinking too. Assuming I'm not just glomming onto a detail that the people writing and drawing didn't think of. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. He says that a lot. Is this the same man as the one portrayed by the statues around the elevator? Yeah, that's a paperweight of founder of Go You Airlines, Mr. You Go Use. On the bottom shelf, we have the cute one. The middle shelf's the realistic one. And on the top shelf, that's the floral version. Floral? Are you sure about that? One of them's a swan. Let me guess, you said the first thing that came to mind, right? Looks like we hit the bullseye. The glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it in order to take the piggy bank. It's a bit odd that the inside of the case is devoid of glass shards. Okay, good. Good. I'm so glad. That confirms that they thought of it, and I don't have to worry that I'm glomming onto the wrong thing. Plus, the glass broke rather cleanly. Ah! What is it? I touched the glass and I cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth. It hurts. Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. Okay. Oh. Go You Airlines related books line this shelf. The history of Go You Airlines, the future of Go You Airlines, the 7 wonders of Go You. Fight on, Go You Airlines. Working name, You Go Airlines. You Go You! Heart. The titles make it very clear that they won't be making the top sellers list anytime soon. This spot's somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold. I'm not sure. So we gotta connect. We don't have a thing that shows the glass on the ground. Can we back out and get that as evidence now? I don't know what I'm supposed to... I guess we can put the bank here in the middle? Oh good, you went the same way I did. Alright, so let's present the Captain Hugo piggy bank.
Eureka!
There is definitely something very unusual about this.
About what?
If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Captain Hugo bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself.
Ooh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that.
However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case.
No, there isn't.
Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence right through the glass.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor.
I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at that time too.
Huh? That's nice.
Which leads me to believe that the killer took the Captain Hugo bank from here after the turbulence. Captain Hugo piggy bank updated in my organizer.
Honk shoe. Honk shoe.
Take your power naps on your own time, Ms. Mail, and listen when I'm talking.
What?
But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon.
So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake?
Yes, at this point, that is a very real possibility.
But then, what if when the killer went to take Cap and Hugo, they broke the glass by accident?
The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely.
Yeah, but there's one person who coulda.
Oh, and who would that be?
The coworker I don't like. Ms. Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of the place, so she has the keys to everything.
Ms. Rhoda Tenero, huh? It still says that there's something up. I already checked this area earlier, etc., etc. No, still nothing. What logic pieces do we have? We have broken glasses, turbulence, and suitcase. Suitcases, yada yada, sharp design. Yeah, alright. Suitcases. Right? Oh yeah. Yes, there is definitely something wrong here.
What's with the sudden yelling?
Tell me, Ms. Mail, don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases?
Oh, well, sure. They totally ooze strange, like the color and the such.
That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention.
Oh, you're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper.
Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator.
Again, that's not what I meant, Ms. Mail. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind. I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting the suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous.
I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she'd heard what you just said. What's wrong?
She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I spotted something that's not quite right. What is so unusual about this suitcase?
Not only do they not have a ramp, but one of them has an off-color wheel? That's odd. None of the other wheels have this pink on them. And this one isn't even fully pink. It's got blue on it still. That's very strange.
Take that!
Yeah, I figured you thought the design was odd too.
I never said the design was odd.
No, that's literally not what I said.
Please don't give me that attitude. Ugh. Can't let her get me all riled up. Time to calmly take it.
I feel like I'm on the right track. Is that a grape juice stain? Oh yeah, it would be. So I am on the right spot. It just, the game thought my cursor was in the wrong place. Let's try very low down right here.
Take that!
There's something very, okay, yeah. Apparently the hitbox on it is just a little smaller than I would have thought.
There's something very peculiar about these wheels.
Huh? As in?
As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without the stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying.
And?
And so, it's very likely that this suitcase was placed here after we hit the turbulence. Let's take a closer look, shall we? What's this? The wheel is completely covered in something. This color and this scent. It appears the substance in question is grape juice. But why would there be juice on the wheel of a suitcase?
Okay, that's not what we're looking for, I guess. We can open it.
It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. A piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood. Oh, never mind. That's just more grape juice.
It's blood.
It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all.
Hey, we got our health back. So, explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder?
I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps?
Nah, but aren't you just talking about the cloth then?
That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used the suitcase to transport is my prosecutor's badge.
Literally the body, huh? So when she said she got the captain's permission to search the store, does she mean the pilot or the stuff? Why not both? You know, there's a chain of command you gotta follow.
Take that!
Something that would fit inside a suitcase that's also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it?
But
In light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else. Which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location.
Dude, what? So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it?
Exactly. What is it?
Oh, nothing. Just that I was thinking about what Ms. Rhoda said about coming here for something.
Oh no. Oh no, who is it? Who has appeared?
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, okay. It's Tanera. Tanero. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat.
I understand his sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course.
If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together.
I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. Oh, we're ending the chapter, looks like. And yet, regarding what Ms. Mail reminded me about Ms. Tanero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. Pretty much always goes monochrome right before a to be continued, yeah? Except in the court. And so, we come to the end of chapter 2-1. Well, this is fun. Everything's coming up Millhouse, right? Hey, so thanks everyone for coming. You rock. If you want to support us, you can subscribe here, of course, or you can head on over to patreon.com/ifwhen. We'll get you access to art and music and shout outs at the end of the stream. So, thank you to our patrons, Sky, Andymonium, Melly Basket, Kai, Nahum Wengrove, Angelic, and Willow Mist. And then we push this next button. Cassie, you gotta wait a minute. You gotta wait a minute. Shoo. Gotta push this next button, and that'll bring us to the schedule. I don't think this is your one of your usual nights, Willow, but we'll send people over if you are gonna stream. Next scheduled stream will be Bad Road tomorrow, playing Dustin Elysium Tale over on his channel, Bad Road, and then it's back here for more of 2 with Shin Megami Tensei 5. This is happening before the first one. I'm not totally clear on the timeline. It seems like it would be, because he said 2 days ago, and it was like 2 days before. It's either happening immediately before or immediately after. Can I wait till tomorrow? Very fair. And then we got our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ifwhenvod, where you can see the streams that have already You can see the stream, the ghosts of streams past. There we go. All right. That's it from me tonight. Thanks again, everyone, for coming. Signing off. Be caring, but be careful. Kind of like that. I don't know if it works as an outro, though. It's got to work for something. All right. See you later.